Hey guys, Jason here. Welcome to lesson number 29 of our 30 Days of Metal Riffs. In this lesson, I'm going to cover something we haven't really gone over yet, and that's string skipping. And the riff you're about to learn sounds a little something like this. Alright guys, let's jump right into this string skipping riff. This is a very challenging riff in my opinion. It's very difficult to get that pick going back and forth. I'm going to give you some tips in the riff though throughout this lesson here. Of course you'll have the guitar tabs to follow. So just kind of be patient with yourself here if you're not used to playing this style. And again, I'm going to explain some picking tips right now when we get into the riff here. So here's the riff one more time, and then I'll throw up the tablature and let's learn this metal riff. Alright guys, we're going to break this string skipping riff down into two parts. Here is part one. So as you can see, when I'm doing the string skipping part, I am actually doing the alternate picking, not doing downstrokes. You can do either or, but I find that doing the alternate picking is a little bit better for me. So try that first, but you can also try doing it with downstrokes as well. Now when I get to the riff part, I'm actually downstroking most of that. So we start out with the alternate picking with the string skipping part, then I kind of move to the downstrokes for the actual ending riff there. Alright, so now we move on to part two of this string skipping riff, and this is going to be almost exactly like what we just played, the configuration and everything, but we're just playing it in a different place on the fretboard, lower notes. Alright guys, let's play the entire string skipping riff one more time all the way through. Alright guys, so what did you think about that string skipping metal riff? Now, I'm gonna be straight with you guys, I don't use string skipping a whole lot. And that's one of the reasons why I threw it in this 30 Days of Metal Riffs series, because I don't use it that much, but I want to start using it a little bit more. Because when you're writing your own metal riffs, when you're sitting down, you want to practice, sometimes we hit stumps. We're like, okay, I'm just practicing the same thing over and over. And that's the whole point of this whole series, this 30 Days of Metal Riffs. You know, I'm trying to get you guys to yes, establish a daily practice pattern, but also to help you writing metal riffs and kind of breaking away from that, okay, I'm playing the same thing over and over here, I need something new. This lesson in particular, at least for me, is kind of something new. Maybe it's not new, but it's something I don't use that much. And I think it's very important to diversify yourselves in your guitar playing. Don't just play the same types of riff over and over. I get it, you might play a certain genre of metal or subgenre of metal, and that's fine. Like if you're playing death metal, for example, you're probably not so much interested in some of the guitar techniques out there because it just doesn't quite fit. However, I want to challenge you to start implementing some of these other techniques. And it's not going to take away from your subgenre of music. I promise you, all it's gonna do is just add more character, more flavor, and it's gonna keep you from sounding like every other metal band out there. If you ever notice, we listen to our subgenres of metal, but those bands and those subgenres, they risk sounding the same. It's like, okay, well, this is a different band, a little bit different, but it's kind of all the same. So that's why this lesson in particular, at least for me, is so important, because I don't use this technique a lot, guys. I don't string skip that much in my rhythms or my guitar solos, but lately I've been trying to integrate it a little bit more just so that my songs don't all sound the same. And that's kind of like a bonus of this 30 Days of Metal Riffs. You know, yes, you're establishing a daily practice pattern, and I really encourage you guys to go back and watch all of these videos. In fact, I know I'm getting off track here. In fact, there's a playlist. If you go under my playlist on my channel, you'll see a playlist for 30 Days of Metal Riffs. So you've got access to all 30 of these lessons. So I encourage you guys to go back through those and practice them and practice and practice, and then start adding your own notes, just like this riff here you learned today. You know, do the string skipping, and we didn't throw in a lot of notes in there, so I encourage you to add some more notes to that riff you just learned and practice that, and that's going to help you not only get better at this technique, but it's going to help you become a better riff writer, which I love the name riff writer. That's what we are. We're all riff writers. And guys, don't forget, you can still download my free copy of my 10 metal riffs and licks. This is a combination of metal riffs and lead guitar licks that you can practice. You can have in the palm of your hand every day just to whip out and just to go over a few lessons. And there's a link in the YouTube description where you guys can go download that. You know, I've always told you guys, I would rather you practice just 5 or 10 minutes every day than to practice for several hours one day and not touch your guitar for 2 weeks. So I want you guys to really establish a daily practice pattern at playing riffs and also playing licks and that sort of thing. So guys, again, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. We've got number 30 coming up. That's gonna be tomorrow. That's the last video in this series. And until the next video, keep it metal.